A Divided Nation short project film, Bloody Kansas, by Galaxy, Karina, and Maylene.
Bloody Kansas was a series of divisive events when pro-slavery and anti-slavery settlers had conflict all over Kansas. It began in 1854 and ended in 1861. Two key figures of Bloody Kansas were Samuel J. Jones, who led the sack of Lawrence, and John Brown, who vehemently led the Pottawatomie Creek Massacre 3 days after the sack of Lawrence.
Senator Stephen A. Douglas proposed the Kansas-Nebraska Act, which abolished the Missouri Compromise line of latitude that divided the free states from the slave states. It allowed settlers in the territories to decide whether they should become a slave state or a free state. This is called popular sovereignty. Because of popular sovereignty, both pro-slavery and anti-slavery settlers moved to Kansas. Pro-slavery wanted Kansas to become a slave state. Anti-slavery wanted Kansas to become a free state. The different perspectives created conflict between pro-slavery and anti-slavery settlers. On May 21st, 1856, the sack of Lawrence occurred. John Brown was enraged by the sack of Lawrence and the killing of Charles Sumner. Armed with rifles and knives, John Brown and his followers murdered 5 pro-slavery men in Pottawatomie. Kansas entered the U.S. as a free state on January 29, 1861. After Kansas became a free state, the slave states and free states were unbalanced and caused more tension between the free states and slave states. After less than 3 months, the Civil War began.
Bloody Kansas divided the country because pro-slavery and anti-slavery settlers would treat each other with brutality. For example, pro-slavery settlers attacked the anti-slavery settlers in the sack of Lawrence. Another example was when anti-slavery settlers attacked the pro-slavery settlers in the Pottawatomie Creek Massacre.
Bloody Kansas connects to the Kansas-Nebraska Act. Senator Stephen Douglas of Illinois proposed the Kansas-Nebraska Act in 1854. This act abolished the Missouri Compromise line, which was used as the border between free states and slave states. As the Missouri Compromise line was removed, it was replaced with popular sovereignty. Popular sovereignty means that the people get to choose whether they want a state to be a free state or a slave state. Settlers from free state and slave states moved to Kansas because they wanted Kansas to become either a free state or a slave state, which caused collision between both settlers. The Kansas-Nebraska Act later created war between anti-slavery and pro-slavery settlers, which caused Bloody Kansas.
Bloody Kansas and Kansas-Nebraska have similarities and differences. One similarity is that both events caused pro-slavery and anti-slavery settlers to have collision. For example, when the Missouri Compromise was replaced with popular sovereignty, both pro-slavery and anti-slavery settlers argued whether or not Kansas should become a free state or a slave state. Another example is when the sack of Lawrence and Pottawatomie Massacre occurred. Both events involved anti-slavery and pro-slavery settlers having collision. One difference is both events were led by different people. For example, the Kansas-Nebraska Act was proposed by Stephen A. Douglas. However, Bloody Kansas' two main events, sack of Lawrence and the Pottawatomie Massacre, were led by Samuel J. Jones and John Brown.